Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you all around the world. Thank you so much for joining me in my little corner of the internet. This is my second time filming this video because the first time looked like this. However, fitting into that box, and yeah, that wasn't gonna fly. So anyway, welcome back to my channel where we discuss all things self-discovery, manifestation, and intuition. Today I want to talk to you all about 4 mindset shifts that changed my life. And if you want the TLDW, here you go. The first mindset shift is changing victim energy to looking for opportunities. The second is a lack mindset to a more abundant mindset. The third is a I must fit in to succeed to a I must honor myself to succeed. And lastly, you have life is a destination to life is a journey. So if you've got it from here, you understand all these mindsets, then please go on and prosper. Make sure you subscribe though. But if you want to know more about these mindset shifts, what they mean, and how you can shift, then please keep on watching. So first of all, let me define what mindset is. To me, a mindset is how you choose to approach every single situation. Are you optimistic or pessimistic? Are you open-minded or closed-minded? The way you choose how to approach a situation is the mindset that you are currently in. Moving from one to the other is a mindset shift. But please don't get me wrong, they are not mutually exclusive. You can be both optimistic and pessimistic, or open-minded and closed-minded about certain things. It's just how you choose to approach a situation. So remember that all things are a choice, especially here on this channel. Nothing is ever set in stone. So let's go back to 2016. I was 29 years old and I was pretty much uncomfortable in every aspect of my life. I hated my apartment. I didn't enjoy anything that I used to do. Every guy that came into my life was clearly not the guy for me. It was super obvious. And I really hated my job. I felt unfulfilled. It was pretty easy, but I didn't really have a direction or a trajectory. So, I was just feeling really unfulfilled. I was physically out of shape, mainly because all I did was work all day and smoked all night. I was in therapy though, but I was having a hard time creating goals because it just felt like everything was happening to me. It felt like I had no control over my situations and that everything just happened to me and me alone. And that is what I call victim energy. So this was the first mindset that I really had to dive into and change. I don't know, maybe it's because I'm a Pisces or something, but that victim energy just felt really comfortable and easy for me to fall into. So I stayed there for a pretty long time. But luckily, I was in therapy and my therapist really helped me to start looking for the opportunities. So I really didn't enjoy a lot of the things that I used to do, and I decided, all right, well, let me start trying new things. And so that's why I jumped into learning Portuguese. That was during that time I needed to find something new and exciting. The other thing that was going on was that I really hated my apartment. My lease was ending in 2017, so I was like, okay, great, where do I want to go from here? I really didn't want to live alone anymore. I was starting to feel really lonely, and I was uncomfortable in my space and in the neighborhood that I was living in. So I decided I was going to get a roommate, which I did, and that's kind of how I got here. My job was a really hard one. I was so unhappy. There was no one there to lead me. There was no one there to help me to find a trajectory for my career. And so I had to decide if I wanted to stay or leave. Of course, I decided I wanted to leave, but in order to do that, I had to figure out where it was that I wanted to go, what kind of jobs that I want. And once I was able to figure that out, then I was able to look for the skills that I need in order to get that job. And by doing that, I started applying that to where I was currently working, and it kind of helped just the days go by easier because I was learning and growing, and that's just me. I enjoy learning and growing. So by looking for these opportunities and finding these new ways to to look at situations, I started to talk about my situation differently. I started to talk about, what I was enjoying, like the Portuguese, or what I was hoping to do with my job. And so therefore I started to attract different people in my life, which means that I started to attract different men to date. So speaking about the way that I was talking, in the midst of this victim energy, I was speaking so negatively about my situation. I was talking about what I didn't have, what I wanted to have, but felt wasn't in reach. And that's when Abraham Hicks came into my life. Abraham Hicks is a law of attraction teacher that I was listening to here on YouTube. And as I was listening to them, I realized that I was in this lack mindset, and that in order to attract what I wanted in my life, I had to move to a more abundant mindset. And so this was a little bit difficult for me. I wasn't sure how to look at things abundantly and what that meant, what that sounded like. While Abraham does give examples in their videos, it still wasn't catching for me. So I started to look at where I felt abundant. And what I realized was that when it came to making money, I didn't have any concerns. I didn't question that. I knew that the money was going to come in, and I knew that I was going to be okay. So I dissected my relationship with money and started trying to apply those foundations to other areas in my life. I had a confidence about my work style and how smart I work and how hard I work, and therefore I had no doubts that money would come in, that I would get raises and get promotions. I also just felt like because that was so easy, other ways of getting money would be so easy, as in just finding it in the street. It's just something that innately I feel good about. And I tried to take that confidence and put it towards other places, like finding an apartment, like finding something I'm passionate about and going after that full throttle. It is an intuition, it is a feeling, it is something spiritual, but I can do a whole video on my relationship to money and why I feel so confident about bringing money in. And we can talk about abundance in that way. It's very intuitive, so it's going to be a little bit of an abstract video, but if you are interested in that, then please leave a comment down in the comment section below and I will deliver for you. But let's move on. So at this point, it's 2017, 2018-ish. I'm like 30, 31. And I am in a new job. I am a people manager. I am making 6 figures at this point, and I am what you would perceive as successful living here in New York City. However, I was so unhappy. So there's this media scene in New York. If you are in media or you're in New York, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. But there is this media scene, and it's really easy to get lost in it. It's really easy to get sucked into it. There's all these events. You go to these events and talk about your job and how important you are. And for me, I really, really, really hated it, but I was definitely a part of it. And it kind of felt like I couldn't get out of it, because if I did, then I would no longer be successful. So I felt like I must fit in this box, in this scene, in order to succeed. But through this time of learning about myself, I realized that I am such an individual. I am so individualistic, and I love that about me, which explains why I really hated belonging to this scene or being put into this box. So if this was success and it didn't work for me, I had to figure out what success meant to me. Success to me meant freedom. Success to me meant creative freedom. It meant time freedom. Success also meant autonomy, which is also another form of freedom. So obviously there's a theme here. Success also meant that I was helping other people. I was making some kind of impact. I was sharing some sort of message. And that didn't align with the job that I was doing or the box that I was in at the moment. So I knew that I had to make a shift, and I had to figure out what that shift looked like. Once I was able to do that, that's when I realized that I must honor myself in order to succeed. I must not fit in to succeed. I must honor myself to succeed. Which then led me to my fourth mindset shift, which was life is not a destination, life is a journey. And to explain that a little bit more, as I was hitting these goals of making 6 figures, becoming a people manager, moving into a new apartment, there was still a bit of unhappiness like right after I would hit the goal. And I just didn't understand how that could be, because of course, if I hit the goal, then the happiness came, right? Well, that's conditional happiness. I am happy when. I will be happy when I get to 6 figures. I will be happy when I get to, a new apartment with updated appliances. Then I came across a quote by Eckhart Tolle that says, acknowledging the good that you already have in your life is the foundation for all abundance. So looking at my current situation and being happy with what I already have, this apartment with updated appliances and lots of sunlight, or this 6-figure salary so that I can pay down my debt and save up money so when I am ready to take the leap into my next venture of having freedom, whatever that may look like, I am ready for that, which I'm here. I did that. Being happy with the present and allowing that abundance to flow in so that as I achieve each goal, more and more comes. So I think that was pretty quick, but I don't know, we'll see how the edit goes. But I hope that you can see that I broke out each mindset. However, they all pretty much work simultaneously. You are learning things about yourself and growing, and so therefore once one mindset starts to change, the other ones start to change, and it just unfolds very beautifully during the journey. If you are interested in getting a little bit more detail on each mindset shift, if you would like some exercises to help you shift from one to the next, let me know in the comment section below. I will definitely do another video on it. If you are not, please sign up for my email list. That is where I send out journal prompts to help you become more aware of these different mindsets. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you are not subscribed, please go ahead and do that. Thank you for joining me in my little corner of the internet. I'm here every Thursday, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.